Today's spookerific review, Spot's going to have a look at the McFarlane Monsters Twisted Fairy Tales Grettel. The sister, and I might add, faring a little bit better than her poor brother Hansel, who we've already had a look at in the month of Spottober. Grettel, I think, again, got off just a little bit easy. She looks like she comes with a mop, a pail. There's some blood all over the ground that she's cleaning up. Looking forward to getting this out of packaging. Before we do that, however, spin around the back of the package. The infamous McFarlane Monsters action figure line is back. Series 4 focuses on beloved fairy tale and nursery rhyme characters, all skewed by the McFarlane vision into something new and horrible. Other figures available: Humpty Dumpty, Red Riding Hood, Hansel, Gretel, Peter Pumpkin Eater, and Miss Muffet. This is also from 2005. Spot's going to take a blood-curdling break, get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Grettel. There's more heading away, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Like her brother, Grettel comes with a couple of different accessories, and I think before we have a look at the accessories, let's look at Grettel. Good old McFarlane never disappoints. Again, it just seems like whenever he does male figures, they can be the most grotesque, gruesome characters you'll ever see. Yet somehow when he produces women figures, they always tend to be more on the attractive, skimpier side. Grettel, I don't know how long. I guess they've been captive for the witch for a very, very long time, as they would have entered this presumably as children, not as teenagers. Grettel has grown up. She certainly has. She's got like fishnets, kind of fishnet stockings, like very high heels. Not really much wearing, I must say, and a very small revealing top. She's also adorned with tattoos. So I don't know if this is something that she just took up a hobby in when she was living with the witch. Maybe the witch has tons of tattoos and she said, hey, you know what, Grettel, why don't you just start putting some tattoos all over your body? Or these were teenagers, again, that stumbled into the witch's house. If they stumbled in as teenagers, I don't know if a house of candy would have tempted them. Maybe a house of other things, but maybe not a house of candy. Paint's nice, though, and certainly the face on Grettel is very pretty as well. Even for as old as these figures are 10 years old, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. 10 years old. And yeah, I think they still stack up when it comes to, though not super posable, no way, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But at least they make up for it in solid sculpts. And I think the paint, though, again, is pretty decent. In the way of her posability, we'll do this as well, just before we start adding stuff to her. She does have a rotation in the head. No articulation. Well, I shouldn't say that. She has articulation in the wrists. And one arm seems to have it in the forearm. This one, well, it does rotate, but it's higher up. It's just a strange concoction of posability. Articulation up here on the one arm. Here, it's kind of, well, I guess it's in the same area. It's the bicep area. I thought it was more in the elbow area. There's a swivel point in the wrist. Swiveled waist. And that also appears to be it, other than the one leg. Again, why would you do it like that? Why would you have her posed like that? Just makes no sense. So she is very pre-posed in the sense that, yeah, you could pose her, you could move her arms, but really, she's designed specifically to be, displayed in one way. And for that, you're going to want to pose the arms, rotate the hands, to get something that kind of looks like that. Kind of looks like she's also playing an invisible saxophone. Go ahead and take the broom that she comes with, or mop, I should say. Mop's nice too. You only get half the mop. I'll show you guys why in a second. Some blood on the handles there. Go ahead and take the handle of the broom, slide it up through her hands. Just like that. To complete the look, you'll see that there's a hole on the underside of her foot, and there's a pail. For a figure that's 10 years old, the paint is quite spectacular on the bucket. It's got that aged metallic look to it. A little bit of rust going on there as well. But you're going to take the pail, and for some reason too, it's got an adjustable handle, though you don't use that pail for having it upright, you're going to flip it upside down. Take it, that pegs right into the underside of her foot, so now she can at least stand. Not well, mind you, but she can at least stand. Then go ahead and take this piece, which is the end of the mop. You can see that she's cleaning up some really gross blood. I see, looks like a finger. For a second I thought that was an ear. I don't think it is. I think it's just part of the sculpt to the mop. It'd be gross if it was an ear. We take that and we just clip it onto the end. Now with the mop, you really have to apply a lot of pressure to get that mop attached to the handle. And again, it's not quite, there we go, there, no, still a little loose. You really got to apply a lot of pressure to get that mop going. And then you want to accommodate, there we go. And you have something that looks like this. It's not the easiest to kind of get everything lined up. Especially you got to adjust the legs accordingly. There we go. Adjust the legs accordingly, which I guess adds why the articulation has to be a certain way. But again, she's only going to really stand like this. So to have the leg be able to rotate really makes absolutely no sense at all. Makes zero sense whatsoever, because that's really that's what you're limited to, that you have to pose her pretty much exactly like that. You could kind of adjust the arms to your specifications, but yeah, I mean, you really can't do much with the rest of the legs. That's pretty much what you're looking at right now. She still finishes well. It's a good, solid piece. It's really, really spectacular, especially, just move her over to the side. I think she fits better having her on this side, and then we can go in and bring over her poor brother that we've already had a look at. Poor, poor, poor Hansel. There he is right there, folks. Now, I mentioned in the Hansel review that really one, I think, does not feel really complete until you got the other. I mean, in either case, if you had only one figure, I don't know really if anyone would be able to specifically say, well, hey, that's Hansel, isn't it? Or vice versa, hey, that's Gretel. But I guess for the same nature of it, if you put the two together, somebody might be trying to guess who these characters are of these action figures. They're great pieces, though. I mean, McFarlane still impresses me to this day. 10 years later, producing stuff like this, I think still to this day, is a fantastic release of figures. The only downside, though, again, not superposable. And in the case of Gretel really didn't need to have any sort of posability in her legs, because really at the end of the day, I have to keep kind of adjusting her legs to get her in that proper position where she isn't going to topple over. If her leg, especially like this leg here, if the leg was just already pre-sculpted, I wouldn't even have anything to worry about, and I would just call it, I would call it a day. Great, great solid pieces, though. Very terrifying pieces to be looking at this month of October. Today's Spooky Spot, we were continuing our looks at the McFarlane toys, the Twisted Fairy Tales, and today we're having a look at Gretel. McFarlane's fascination with sexifying characters. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more spookerific reviews heading to you the remaining of this month. I know there's not much time really left of October, but we're still going to get a couple of spooky spots out there for you guys to have a look at. Certainly also stay tuned, guys. More videos are also heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.